Warning for seniors, doctor warning, this common fruit is quietly destroying your memory. There's a very common item currently residing in your refrigerator that could be subtly, almost imperceptibly, eroding your precious memories. You likely purchased it with the genuine intention of making a healthy dietary choice, perhaps even with the endorsement of your doctor. However, for individuals who have reached the age of 60 and beyond, this seemingly innocuous foodstuff can actively work against your brain, leading to cognitive decline that many only recognize when it becomes difficult to reverse. The truly alarming aspect of this situation is the sheer prevalence of this dietary misstep. I've personally witnessed its detrimental effects on countless individuals who sought my help, perplexed as to why their memory was fading despite their diligent efforts to maintain a healthy lifestyle. They were eating their fruits, engaging in regular physical activity, and staying socially connected with their loved ones. Yet, an unseen force was systematically undermining their cognitive well-being. The stark reality is that not all fruits offer the same benefits for an aging brain. Some fruits are veritable nourishment for your neurons, actively sharpening your memory and cognitive acuity. Conversely, others can cause dramatic spikes in your blood sugar, leading to inflammation within your brain tissue and accelerating the very cognitive decline you are striving to prevent. The information I am about to impart may challenge conventional wisdom and run counter to the messages promoted by the food industry. However, after dedicating decades to working with older adults, I have observed firsthand the profound and transformative difference that can be achieved by simply identifying and eliminating certain fruits from the diet while strategically incorporating others. Individuals who previously struggled to locate their misplaced keys have suddenly found themselves recalling conversations from weeks prior with vivid clarity. People who once found following a simple recipe a challenge are now competently managing complex tasks with renewed mental sharpness. This isn't a matter of luck or coincidence. It's the direct result of understanding which fruits serve as allies to your aging mind and which act as its adversaries. Please stay with me, because by the end of this discussion, you will possess the knowledge to identify precisely 5 fruits that may be actively harming your brain right now, and conversely, 5 fruits that can offer significant protection against dementia. The final fruit I will reveal has been instrumental in revitalizing the cognitive health of individuals who had resigned themselves to the inevitability of irreversible memory loss. If you are over 60 and place a high value on your independence, the clarity of your memories, and your overall mental acuity, what you are about to discover has the potential to fundamentally alter the trajectory of your brain health for years to come. Before we delve into the specifics of the fruits that could be detrimental to your brain, it is crucial to understand why this issue demands urgent attention. Your brain, after the age of 60, enters a more vulnerable phase. The natural aging process has already begun to diminish blood flow to your neurons by an average of nearly 15%. Simultaneously, your brain's natural ability to clear out toxic protein buildup has slowed down considerably. Furthermore, the protective barriers designed to shield your cognitive centers from inflammation have become more permeable. This means that foods that might have been entirely benign for you in your 30s and 40s now exert a significantly different and potentially harmful influence. A fruit that barely caused a ripple in your blood sugar 2 decades ago can now send it soaring, triggering a cascade of inflammatory responses that directly damage the very regions of your brain responsible for memory. This is not an exaggeration. It is a reflection of scientific reality. The intricate connection between your dietary choices and the optimal functioning of your brain becomes increasingly critical with each passing year. Recent scientific investigations have unequivocally demonstrated that individuals who regularly consume certain high-sugar fruits experience measurable shrinkage in their hippocampus, the precise area of the brain vital for the formation of new memories. In stark contrast, those who prioritize specific low-sugar, antioxidant-rich fruits exhibit significantly slower rates of cognitive decline. The implications of this distinction are profound. We are discussing the difference between maintaining your ability to live independently and requiring assistance with fundamental daily activities. The simple act of choosing which fruits to place in your shopping cart can, quite literally, dictate whether you will remember your grandchildren's names a decade from now. Danger fruit. Number 1. Canned fruit cocktails in heavy syrup. Let me begin by addressing one of the most deceptive products found on grocery store shelves. Those convenient little cups of fruit cocktail, which appear so harmless and easy to consume, especially when you lack the energy to prepare fresh fruit, present a hidden danger. The issue is not the fruit itself, but rather what it is immersed in. The vast majority of canned fruit cocktails are submerged in a heavy syrup, which is typically loaded with high fructose corn syrup or concentrated fruit juice. Consuming even a single small cup of this product can inundate your system with more sugar than your brain can safely process. Within mere minutes, your blood sugar levels will experience a dramatic spike. This is fundamentally different from eating a fresh peach, where the natural fiber content significantly slows down sugar absorption. Instead, this is a direct and rapid influx of refined sugar, albeit mixed with soft fruit pieces. The consequences of this sugar overload, though invisible, are devastating. Your pancreas will release an excessive amount of insulin in an attempt to manage the sudden sugar surge. This insulin surge does not confine its effects to your body. It also crosses the blood-brain barrier. Over time, your brain cells can become resistant to insulin signals. This means your neurons will struggle to efficiently utilize glucose for energy, even when ample amounts are available. The result is a noticeable clouding of your thinking, a slowing of your ability to retrieve memories, and tasks that were once effortless, now requiring conscious mental exertion. Numerous studies have established a direct link between the regular consumption of high fructose corn syrup and accelerated cognitive decline in older adults. The inflammation triggered by this sugar does not merely impact your brain in the short term. It establishes a pattern of damage that escalates over months and years. I recall working with a woman who felt she was making a healthier choice by opting for fruit cocktail for dessert instead of cookies. She genuinely believed she was making the superior dietary decision. However, upon a thorough examination of her eating habits, it became apparent that she was consuming these syrupy fruits twice daily. Her blood sugar patterns resembled a turbulent roller coaster. Astonishingly, within a mere 6 weeks of transitioning to fresh berries, her mental clarity showed a noticeable improvement. She no longer lost her train of thought mid-sentence. Her family members commented on her significantly sharper demeanor. This exemplifies the profound impact of removing this insidious threat from your daily dietary routine. If you value the convenience of ready-to-eat fruit, opt for products packed in water or their own natural juices. Even better, make it a habit to wash and store fresh fruit in your refrigerator, readily accessible. Your brain will undoubtedly express its gratitude. Danger fruit. Number 2, fruit juice, even the natural kind. This revelation often surprises people, as we have been indoctrinated for generations to believe that orange juice is the quintessential breakfast of champions. Allow me to clarify a critical point. When you consume fruit juice, even freshly squeezed juice with no added sugar, you are ingesting the sugars present in fruit without the accompanying fiber that is essential for protecting your brain from rapid sugar spikes. Consider this analogy. Would you ever sit down and consume 4 whole oranges in the span of 2 minutes? It is highly improbable. Yet this is precisely the equivalent of what you are doing when you drink a standard glass of orange juice. All of that fructose and glucose is rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream with absolutely nothing to mitigate its swift entry. The scientific evidence supporting this is sobering. Longitudinal studies following older adults over extended periods have consistently found that those who regularly consume fruit juice exhibit faster rates of brain shrinkage, particularly in the hippocampus, the memory central region we have discussed. Even more concerning, daily fruit juice consumption has been correlated with a smaller overall brain volume in individuals over the age of 60. Pause and reflect on this for a moment. The very beverage you believed was providing you with essential vitamins may in fact be contributing to the accelerated physical shrinking of your brain. The underlying mechanism involved is what scientists refer to as glycation. When excessive sugar circulates in your bloodstream, it binds to proteins within your brain tissue, forming detrimental compounds that inflict damage on your neurons and blood vessels. This process significantly accelerates cognitive aging. Now, I anticipate some of you might be thinking, but what about the vitamin C? What about the antioxidants? Herein lies the unvarnished truth. You can readily obtain all of those vital nutrients from consuming whole fruits without the dangerous sugar surge. An orange eaten whole requires a longer period of consumption, provides satiating fiber, and delivers the same array of vitamins without overwhelming your system. I have encountered numerous individuals who were utterly astonished to discover that their cherished morning ritual of drinking fruit juice was contributing to their afternoon bouts of brain fog and their evening memory lapses. One gentleman had been habitually consuming 2 large glasses of juice daily for an astonishing 30 years. His fasting blood sugar levels were gradually creeping upward, despite him not being diagnosed with diabetes. When he made the simple transition to consuming 2 whole pieces of fruit instead, his mental clarity improved so dramatically within 3 months that his wife genuinely believed he had commenced a new medication regimen. He had not. He had simply ceased to flood his brain with liquid sugar. Danger fruit number 3. Dried fruits like dates, raisins, and dried mango. Venture into the snack aisle of any grocery store, and you will inevitably encounter dried fruits being marketed as nature's candy, a wholesome alternative to processed sweets. However, what these labels omit is the critical truth. The drying process intensely concentrates the sugar content to levels that are decidedly inimical to brain health, particularly for individuals over 60. A mere handful of raisins contains more sugar than a standard candy bar. 6 dates, for instance, can deliver enough sugar to elevate your blood glucose levels higher than consuming a donut. This is not an overstatement. It is a matter of straightforward arithmetic. When the water is extracted from fruit, what remains is an exceptionally dense package of natural sugars with minimal fiber to impede rapid absorption. Your body does not differentiate between the source of sugar, whether it originates from dates or from refined table sugar. It responds in precisely the same manner, with an insulin surge, inflammation, and stress upon your brain's energy systems. What exacerbates the problem with dried fruits is their inherent ease of overconsumption. You would likely feel quite full after consuming 3 fresh apricots. However, with dried apricots, it is remarkably easy to mindlessly devour 15 or more without realizing it, each one delivering a concentrated payload of sugar. Furthermore, many commercially prepared dried fruits harbor additional concerns. They are often treated with sulfites to preserve their vibrant color and prevent spoilage. These sulfites can interfere with the absorption of vital minerals such as zinc and magnesium, which are absolutely essential for optimal brain function. I have encountered older adults who incorporate dates into their daily routine as a sweet treat, believing they are making a virtuous dietary choice. Unbeknownst to them, their blood sugar levels remain elevated for hours after consuming just 3 or 4 dates. This chronic elevation fosters persistent inflammation within the delicate blood vessels of the brain, progressively impairing the delivery of oxygen and vital nutrients to neurons over time. This ultimately contributes to the very cognitive decline they are endeavoring to avoid. One patient confided in me her growing concerns about increasing forgetfulness. She habitually kept a bag of dried mango strips in her purse, consuming them throughout the day as a supposedly healthy snack. When we meticulously calculated the sheer volume of sugar she was ingesting from this habit alone, it exceeded 40 grams on a daily basis. It is hardly surprising that her memory was suffering. Upon transitioning to a diet consisting of fresh fruit and nuts, her cognitive function stabilized and subsequently began to improve. Danger fruit number 4. Very sweet tropical fruits in excess. Tropical fruits such as mango, pineapple, and papaya are undeniably delicious and are brimming with beneficial vitamins and enzymes. However, the crucial caveat here is moderation. These fruits are naturally quite high in sugar when compared to berries or apples. A large, ripe mango, for example, can contain upwards of 40 grams of sugar, which is nearly equivalent to the amount found in a can of soda. When an individual over the age of 60 consumes a mango smoothie bowl, generously topped with granola for breakfast, they are essentially initiating their day with a sugar bomb that predisposes their brain to inflammation and subsequent energy crashes. The problem is compounded by the fact that many older adults develop some degree of insulin resistance without even realizing it. Their bodies simply do not process sugar as efficiently as they did in their younger years. Consequently, that tropical fruit that might have had a negligible impact on their blood sugar at age 40 can now cause it to soar at age 65. This repeated cycle of blood glucose spiking and crashing is particularly damaging to brain function. It impairs the formation of new memories, makes sustained concentration more challenging, and disrupts the quality of sleep, which is essential for your brain's detoxification processes. The cascade of negative effects stemming from the excessive consumption of sweet tropical fruits extends far beyond the immediate sugar spike. I am not suggesting that you must entirely abstain from enjoying a piece of mango or pineapple. What I am emphasizing is that making these particularly sweet fruits a regular daily habit significantly compromises your brain health. Scientific research unequivocally indicates that individuals who consume large quantities of high-sugar fruits, even those that are naturally occurring, exhibit a faster rate of cognitive decline compared to those who prioritize lower sugar options. One comprehensive study, which followed older adults for over a decade, discovered that those in the highest quartile of fruit sugar consumption demonstrated measurably poorer performance on memory assessments and displayed more pronounced signs of brain aging on imaging scans. This was not a matter of occasional indulgence. It was indicative of patterns of daily overconsumption. If you have a particular fondness for tropical fruits, it is advisable to treat them as an occasional indulgence rather than a dietary staple. Your brain will function far more effectively on stable blood sugar levels than on the erratic roller coaster that these sweet fruits inevitably create. Danger fruit number 5, fruit-based snack chips and processed fruit products. The marketing surrounding these products is undeniably ingenious. They often feature vibrant images of wholesome fruit and employ terms like baked and natural, positioning themselves as a healthier alternative to traditional potato chips. However, there is a critical distinction that you need to be aware of. The vast majority of fruit chips, fruit crisps, and similar concoctions are, in fact, deep fried in low-quality vegetable oils and are frequently coated with added sugars. What you are effectively consuming is oxidized fat combined with concentrated fruit sugar, a combination that is arguably the most detrimental for an aging brain. The oils employed in the production of these snacks, commonly palm oil or refined sunflower oil, become damaged and unstable during the high-heat frying process. This results in the formation of compounds that promote systemic inflammation, including within the brain itself. When you couple these damaged fats with a high sugar content, you create a dual assault on your cognitive function. The sugar triggers blood glucose spikes and fosters insulin resistance, while the oxidized fats can permeate the blood-brain barrier, contributing to the accumulation of harmful proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Scientific studies have indicated that individuals who regularly consume fried snack foods, even those purportedly derived from fruit, exhibit higher rates of cognitive decline and an increased risk of developing dementia. The perceived convenience of grabbing a bag of banana chips comes at a significant price for your brain health. These products have typically had all of their beneficial fiber either removed or degraded during processing. They are meticulously engineered to be addictively crunchy and remarkably easy to overeat. Before you realize it, you may have consumed the sugar equivalent of 6 bananas, in addition to a substantial quantity of inflammatory fats. I encountered a situation where a client had replaced her daily afternoon cookie habit with dried apple chips, feeling quite virtuous about this dietary switch. She was unaware that these apple chips contained added sugar and were fried in palm oil. Consequently, her cholesterol levels began to rise, her mental clarity diminished, and she experienced significant afternoon fatigue. Upon eliminating these processed fruit products and substituting them with actual fresh fruit and a small handful of raw nuts, the difference was remarkable. Her energy levels stabilized, her focus improved, and her cholesterol readings began to trend in a healthier direction. The underlying lesson here is quite simple. If a fruit product does not resemble its natural state, if it has been fried, excessively sweetened, or processed into chip form, it can no longer be considered a brain-healthy food, regardless of the claims made on its packaging. Now that you possess a clear understanding of the fruits to actively avoid, let us shift our focus to the remarkably potent fruits that can actively protect and even rejuvenate brain function as you age. These are not magical elixirs, but rather foods that contain specific compounds that have been scientifically validated to support cognitive health, effectively reduce inflammation, and aid in the preservation of neural connections, thereby keeping your memory sharp and your mind agile. Protective fruit. Number 1. Blueberries, nature's memory medicine. If there is one fruit that unequivocally deserves the designation of brain food, it is the humble blueberry. These small, unassuming berries are packed with an extraordinary concentration of compounds known as anthocyanins, which are responsible for their deep, rich blue hue. However, these anthocyanins perform a truly remarkable function within your brain. They possess the unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, a formidable biological defense that separates your bloodstream from your delicate brain tissue, a feat that very few nutrients can accomplish. Once inside your brain, these potent compounds get to work, actively reducing inflammation, safeguarding your neurons from damage, and even enhancing the communication pathways between brain cells. A substantial body of research has consistently demonstrated that older adults who incorporate blueberries into their diet regularly experience measurable improvements in their memory test scores within a matter of weeks. What makes these findings even more impressive is that these cognitive enhancements are not fleeting. Long-term consumption of blueberries has been strongly associated with significantly slower rates of cognitive decline over many years. In one particularly significant study, individuals who consumed blueberries several times per week exhibited a remarkable reduction in their risk of developing dementia by nearly 45% when compared to those who rarely included berries in their diet. The anthocyanins found in blueberries appear to offer profound protection to the specific regions of your brain that are primarily responsible for the formation and storage of memories. They enhance blood flow to neural tissue, assist your brain cells in utilizing energy more efficiently, and even appear to promote the growth of new connections between neurons, a phenomenon that scientists once believed was impossible in the aging brain. I have personally witnessed remarkable transformations in individuals who simply added half a cup of blueberries to their daily dietary regimen. One individual, who had been struggling to recall recent conversations, found that within 2 months of eating blueberries every morning, her family no longer had to repeatedly provide her with information. Another person, who could no longer follow the intricate plot lines of television shows, regained the ability to track complex storylines with ease. These are not isolated anecdotes. The scientific literature is replete with compelling evidence that supports the classification of blueberries as one of the most potent, brain-protective foods available. Whether consumed fresh or frozen, blueberries offer their cognitive benefits. In fact, frozen blueberries, harvested at their peak ripeness, may even contain higher concentrations of anthocyanins than fresh blueberries that have been sitting in stores for several days. Make these small, potent powerhouses a non-negotiable component of your daily diet if you are serious about safeguarding your memory. Protective fruit. Number 2. Pomegranate, the circulation enhancer. Your brain is an exceptionally energy-demanding organ. Despite comprising only about 2% of your body's total weight, It consumes approximately 20% of your body's oxygen and vital nutrients. As we age, the blood vessels responsible for delivering these essential resources to our brain gradually lose their flexibility and efficiency. This is precisely where the remarkable properties of pomegranate become critically important. This extraordinary fruit is densely packed with compounds known as punicalagins, which are potent antioxidants with a profound ability to positively impact your vascular system. They help your blood vessels to relax and dilate, thereby improving blood flow not only throughout your entire body but, crucially, to your brain. Enhanced blood flow translates directly into a greater supply of oxygen and nutrients reaching your neurons. This, in turn, results in demonstrably better memory recall, faster cognitive processing, and improved mental endurance. Scientific research has indicated that individuals who regularly consume pomegranate exhibit measurable increases in blood flow to memory-critical areas of the brain. Some studies have even reported improvements in memory performance after as little as a few weeks of daily pomegranate consumption. Furthermore, the polyphenols present in pomegranate actively combat oxidative stress, a form of cellular damage that significantly accelerates brain aging. They protect the delicate lipid structures that constitute the membranes of your brain cells and reduce inflammation within the walls of your blood vessels, helping to maintain their suppleness and responsiveness. My recommendation is to consume the fresh seeds, known as arils, rather than drinking pomegranate juice. The seeds provide valuable fiber that aids in moderating sugar absorption while simultaneously delivering all of the beneficial compounds. If you opt for juice, ensure it is 100% pure pomegranate with absolutely no added sugars, and strictly limit your intake to a small glass. I worked with an individual who was experiencing what she described as persistent brain fog and difficulty finding the right words. She began incorporating the arils from half a pomegranate into her daily diet. Within a month, she reported feeling a significant increase in mental sharpness. She was engaging in conversations more actively and found herself searching for words far less frequently. The synergistic effect of improved circulation and reduced oxidative stress had made a tangible difference in her daily cognitive functioning. Pomegranate truly earns its reputation as a superfruit when it comes to supporting robust brain health. Protective fruit number 3, apples, the everyday brain guardian. There is considerable wisdom embedded in the age-old adage that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and this is particularly true when it comes to safeguarding your brain health. Apples are a rich source of a flavonoid called quercetin, which is primarily concentrated in the skin of the fruit. Quercetin is a potent neuroprotective compound that effectively shields brain cells from inflammation and oxidative damage. However, there is a crucial element to this. You must consume the apple with its skin intact to derive these significant benefits. The flesh of the apple, when consumed alone, does not offer the same level of protection. Quercetin functions by stabilizing cell membranes, thereby rendering neurons more resilient to damage inflicted by free radicals and inflammatory molecules. It also plays a role in regulating blood sugar, helping to prevent the disruptive spikes and crashes that can impair cognitive function. The abundant fiber found in whole apples, particularly the soluble fiber known as pectin, plays a vital role in slowing down sugar absorption and, importantly, in nourishing beneficial gut bacteria. While this may seem indirectly related to brain health, emerging scientific research has unequivocally established a strong and direct correlation between gut health and cognitive function. The diverse community of bacteria residing in your intestines produce compounds that exert a significant influence on brain chemistry and overall inflammation levels. By promoting a healthy gut microbiome, apples indirectly offer substantial support to your brain health. Longitudinal studies, which have followed older adults over many years, have consistently shown that those who regularly consume apples exhibit slower rates of cognitive decline compared to their counterparts who do not. I have enthusiastically encouraged countless individuals to make apples a daily dietary habit, and the results are consistently impressive. One gentleman, who had been experiencing increasing forgetfulness, began eating an apple with his breakfast each morning. He made a point of choosing organic varieties and always consumed the skin. 3 months later, he reported a noticeable improvement in his ability to keep track of appointments and remember tasks he needed to complete. His wife corroborated his claims, noting that he appeared more mentally present and less confused. Apples are neither exotic nor prohibitively expensive. They are readily available throughout the year, are exceptionally portable, and require no preparation. Yet they consistently deliver reliable brain protection through their unique combination of quercetin, fiber, and naturally occurring gentle sugars. This represents a simple dietary modification that can yield profound and lasting benefits for your cognitive health. Protective fruit. Number 4. Kiwi fruit, the antioxidant powerhouse. Many individuals tend to underestimate the remarkable nutritional potency of kiwi fruit. This small, fuzzy fruit actually contains more vitamin C per serving than oranges, and vitamin C is absolutely crucial for brain health in ways that are often overlooked. As we age, our brains accumulate oxidative damage from the constant onslaught of free radicals. Vitamin C serves as one of your brain's primary lines of defense against this pervasive damage. It effectively neutralizes harmful molecules before they can inflict damage on your neurons, supports the production of essential neurotransmitters vital for memory and learning, and protects the delicate fatty tissues that comprise your brain cell membranes. In the absence of adequate vitamin C, these crucial protective functions inevitably decline. Kiwi fruit also boasts significant amounts of vitamin E, another potent brain protective antioxidant, along with folate and potassium. This synergistic combination of nutrients works harmoniously to support optimal cognitive function. Vitamin E diligently protects the fatty tissues within the brain, while folate supports the synthesis of crucial brain chemicals essential for mood regulation and memory. Potassium, in turn, helps to regulate the electrical activity that is fundamental to neuronal communication. Scientific research has established a strong correlation between higher levels of these nutrients in the bloodstream and better cognitive performance, as well as slower rates of mental decline in older adults. What makes kiwi fruit particularly valuable is its relatively low impact on blood sugar, despite its pleasant sweetness. It possesses a lower glycemic index than many other fruits, meaning it is far less likely to cause the sharp spikes in glucose levels that can be triggered by tropical fruits or dried fruits. I have worked with numerous individuals who were actively trying to increase their fruit intake but were apprehensive about potential impacts on their blood sugar. Kiwi fruit emerged as their ideal choice, as it effectively satisfied their craving for something sweet while actively supporting rather than undermining their brain health. One woman shared her experience of struggling with low energy and difficulty concentrating. After incorporating 2 kiwi fruits into her daily routine, one with breakfast and another as an afternoon snack, she reported a noticeable increase in her mental stamina. She found she could focus on tasks for extended periods without experiencing mental exhaustion. The combination of stable blood sugar levels and an abundant supply of antioxidants had made a measurable difference in her cognitive performance. Protective fruit number 5, avocado, the brain fuel exception. You might not immediately categorize avocado as a fruit, but botanically, it most certainly is, and it stands as arguably one of the most crucial fruits for maintaining brain health, particularly after the age of 60. Unlike many other fruits, avocados are remarkably low in sugar and exceptionally high in healthy fats, with a particular abundance of monounsaturated fats. It is a fascinating fact that your brain is composed of nearly 60% fat. Therefore, the quality of the fats you consume directly impacts the structure and optimal function of your brain cells. The healthy fats found in avocados play a vital role in building and maintaining the integrity of healthy cell membranes throughout your brain. They enhance the fluidity of these membranes, which directly facilitates the efficient communication between neurons. This improved neuronal communication translates into faster thinking, more effective memory retrieval, and an overall enhancement of cognitive function. Avocados also provide significant amounts of vitamin E, which, as we have discussed, is profoundly beneficial for brain protection, as well as lutein, a carotenoid that readily crosses into the brain and has been specifically linked to improved cognitive performance in older adults. Scientific studies have shown that individuals with higher levels of lutein in their blood and eye tissue consistently perform better on assessments of memory, processing speed, and executive function. The synergistic combination of healthy fats, vitamin E, and lutein makes avocados uniquely valuable for safeguarding against age-related cognitive decline. Furthermore, the fats present in avocados aid in the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients from other foods consumed alongside them, effectively multiplying the brain health benefits of your entire meal. I have observed truly transformative results in individuals who have made the simple addition of half an avocado to their daily diet. One person, who had been experiencing what he termed mental sluggishness, began eating avocado every morning. Within a matter of weeks, he reported feeling significantly sharper mentally. He was able to make decisions more quickly and no longer struggled with remembering names to the extent he had previously. His overall cognitive performance felt remarkably closer to how it had been years earlier. The consistent supply of high-quality fats was providing his brain with the essential structural building blocks it required to function at its peak. Another significant benefit of avocados is their remarkable ability to help stabilize blood sugar levels when consumed as part of a meal. Adding avocado to a meal effectively slows down the absorption of any sugars present, thereby preventing the detrimental spikes that can impair brain function. This makes it an exceptionally valuable companion to other fruits, helping to moderate their impact on your blood glucose. The choices you make regarding which fruits to consume are far from trivial decisions. They are daily votes cast for or against your cognitive health. Every instance you reach for canned fruit and syrup instead of fresh berries, you are choosing inflammation over protection. Every time you opt for fruit juice instead of consuming whole fruit, you are opting for sugar spikes over steady, reliable brain fuel. However, the converse is equally true. Every time you add blueberries to your breakfast, you are actively engaging in the protection of your memory centers. Every time you eat an apple with its skin intact, you are shielding your neurons from potential damage. Every time you savor pomegranate seeds, you are actively improving blood flow to your brain. What I earnestly wish for you to understand is that maintaining brain health is not a passive occurrence. It is an active process that you cultivate through hundreds of small, consistent choices made over time. The individual who sustains sharp memory and clear thinking well into their 80s and 90s is not merely fortunate. They have likely been making brain-protective dietary choices for decades. But here is the truly encouraging news. It is never too late to begin. Your brain possesses a remarkable capacity to respond positively to improved nutrition. Individuals in their 70s and even 80s have experienced measurable improvements in their cognitive function after making changes to their fruit consumption habits. The brain you will possess next year is being actively constructed by the choices you make today. Take a moment to reflect on your own fruit consumption patterns. Are you regularly including the dangerous 5 in your diet: canned fruits, fruit juices, dried fruits, overly sweet tropical fruits, and processed fruit snacks? If so, you now understand the potential reasons behind any perceived decline in your memory sharpness, but more importantly, you now possess the solution. Replace those brain-damaging choices with the protective 5. Blueberries for their memory-enhancing anthocyanins, pomegranate for improved brain circulation, apples for their neuroprotective quercetin, kiwi fruit for essential antioxidants, and avocado for the vital, healthy fats your brain desperately needs. Your brain after the age of 60 is an invaluable asset. It is the repository of your cherished memories, the seat of your unique personality, and the key to your independence. It deserves to be protected with the same level of meticulous care you would afford any other treasured possession. The information I have shared with you today empowers you to make informed decisions. You no longer need to guess which fruits are beneficial and which are detrimental. You have received clear, evidence-based guidance. The question that remains is what you will choose to do with this knowledge. Will you continue to consume the fruits that are insidiously eroding your memory, or will you make the deliberate switch to fruits that actively protect and preserve your cognitive function? My sincere hope is that you will choose the path that leads to the sustained maintenance of your mental sharpness, your cherished independence, and your overall quality of life. Your brain has served you faithfully for over 60 years. It is time to reciprocate that loyalty by providing it with the optimal nutrition it requires to remain strong and vibrant for all the years to come. Thank you for investing this time in understanding and prioritizing your brain health. The choice is unequivocally yours, but now you are equipped to make that choice with clarity and confidence.